Welcome to All Class Driving Academy. Today we will look at all the parts and components that are under the hood. So let's talk about all the components under the hood. Starting with this is the wiper motor. So the whole assembly is a wiper motor. These are the links. So two links. This is the fuse box. So the fuse box assembly. This is the control valve. You can also call it DCV valve. So control valve. Governor. So assembly is the governor. These are the hoses that takes air, hoses, and behind is electrical cables. Clutch fluid assembly. This black part right here is the engine head. And underneath is the head gasket. There we have air intake manifold. So air intake or intake manifold. Coming down, this is the alternator, AC compressor at the bottom. Then we have air compressor. So the square part and the round part, this is the whole assembly for the air compressor. So air compressor building air. Here we have our alternator belt. So two belts, alternator belt and fan belt. This is a radiator fan. So fan wings. This is the fan cover. So radiator. So this black part coming down is the radiator. This silver part right here is the air cooler. So this is the air hoses. Anything connecting air hoses is clamps. So this is a clamp. This is the clamps. So different types of clamps. And all these are clamps. Right here we have is hood shock. Coming down is the hood bracket. Right here is the bumper. Then this is the frame. So frame. This right here is the steering rod. So steering rod all the way. This is the steering box. Coming down is your tie rod. So this rod right here is the tie rod. And this right here is the cotter pin for the tie rod. This right here is the leaf spring. Then U-bolt. So U-bolt holding this leaf spring and a U-bolt. Cotter pin for the tie rod. So shock absorber. This is the ABS valve. So this right here is a hose. Coming down, this is the brake chamber. So this assembly is a brake chamber, type 20 brake chamber. Then the rod that comes out of the chamber is called push rod. So right here the rod is the push rod. This assembly right here is the slack adjuster. So assembly is the slack adjuster and the pins you see are the cotter pins. This is the axle. So holding the two tires together, axle. Fuel filter. And this is the oil pan. So this is where the oil sits. So fuel filter and oil pan. So this is the tire tread. For steer axle must be more than 3.2 mm. This right here, the entire thing is the sidewall. So sidewall. This right here is the bead, B-E-A-D, bead. So this is the rim. So rim, tire, wherever it meets is called bead. This is the rim. So these all are lug nuts. Then this is the hub assembly, and this is the hub oil level indicator. This is the stem valve or air valve. and here we see the tire pressure. Now this is the hood lock. So hood lock both on the hood and on the mudguard. So hood lock, and this right here is the mudguard and hood lock. Windshield washer cap, engine oil cap, and engine oil dipstick, power steering fluid cap, and power steering fluid dipstick. Coolant cap, coolant reservoir, air filter housing, air filter indicator, so when to change the air filter indicator, and air filter housing. So this is where the air filter sits. Engine head, same on the other side. Head gasket, same on the other side. So this is the exhaust manifold. So same on the other side like intake manifold. So this is the exhaust manifold, goes to the entire length of the engine. Exhaust manifold, or you can call it exhaust. Coming down, this is the turbo. So the rusted part and the green part and the square part, entire assembly is the turbo. So entire assembly is the turbo. Coming down is the hose. This is the hose. Then this is the engine fan belt, engine fan, fan cover, radiator, and air cooler. Same on the other side like hood shock, hood bracket. This is the fuel filter. So this is the fuel filter. This is the Webasto engine heater. Webasto. Assembly is the Webasto. Hood locks. So right here is the hood lock. This is the frame. Frame goes to the entire length of the tractor. Coming down. So these are our engine oil filters. So engine oil filter. So 1, 2, 3. So 3 engine oil filters and oil pan. And these are the suspension components, just like the other side. Thanks a lot for watching the video.